Well, I just changed the wick of my heater. Got a nice flame. I burned the top a little bit before, to get the strands off of it. And the way you get it out, actually, where this connects into the side there, there's serrations. Instead of trying to pull it up with pliers or something, you take a screwdriver on the serrations on the side where this hooks in. You go pry it up, it comes right off. Same thing without putting it back down. So you got loads of diesel fuel, and you see it cooking out there. And it's pretty high. I'll turn it down just a hair. When you first put a new wick in it, it really does a good job, man. God. So it's gonna be getting cold tonight. So got plenty of diesel fuel. I ain't been paying for heat really. Got a very low electric bill. And gonna put my little marker lights on the back. I just got them in for, I don't know what they were, $10 or something. Put them on the back there with some wires. So I'll have some add-on brake lights for this thing. So in case I got to pick up the cannon barrel with this instead of the El Camino, but I should be okay with the El Camino. Always working on something, man. God. So, and this thing working good. Get it inside. Yeah. And if you want to take a look, the website MarionLightArtillery.com is up. It's finally got the domain name. I only got basically nothing on it. I think I got one video with the Confederate flags up there. And Confederate-heritage.com. You look at the PDFs, added some more. And what I did was I highlighted information because people can't read all this crap. It's got something about General Forrest, and you can read just little parts of pages 3 through 7. The highlighted part, you can see the guy was a good guy. The media won't tell you that because they got a game plan. So I don't know if I should put that up on YouTube because it's quite obvious that the games they're playing aren't, there's a strategy to keep the money power in one area. So if you tell the truth about the Confederacy, people start thinking, well, wait, in other words, how they were trying to limit those money powers through their Constitution, and how most of them were much better guys than the generals in the South, with the exception of who was that one guy that's Albert Pike. He's the only guy that's got a statue in Washington, D.C., and he's a Confederate general, and he's the only bad one I can really think of that's a bad guy that's up there. And but he's in Washington. They got no problem with him being in Washington, D.C. statue. People like Davis and Lee and just Jackson, the good guys, smear them all the time. So I got some more PDFs up there. You can look at the one with Forrest. He was actually a black civil rights leader. The northern guys that were in charge didn't even like his liberal position on black civil rights. The exact opposite of what they're telling you about. So here's my Confederate flag. And I don't really, I'm not playing like civil rights leader here or nothing. I'm just saying that because to me, it's individual rights. It's not freaking group rights. It's bullcrap. It's individual rights. And, but, what I'm really exposing is the money guys. They're freaking game playing jackasses, and they're easy to expose, but it's almost like, what if I put a video out on YouTube and saying, hey, I know your game? Like, they're going to appreciate that. They are the money powers. Alphabet Inc. is the money powers. They're all part of it. Money, power, and control. Right? Here's my little... That is Mama Cat. And that is Baby Cat, who's bigger than Mama now. I think he's okay. He was coughing before. I don't know what the hell these guys... I don't know what the hell's with these guys. Sometimes he gets a... I don't know if cats get a cold or not, but he was coughing a little bit before the last week, and he went away. So, anyway, working on a trailer. Here's Mama Cat. Feather, the feather tail. Dixie was by, Boots was by. All these guys are okay so far. I gotta get them over to the vet. Gotta get Onyx over to the vet by May 2nd. Get his 3-year shot. I still gotta take Dixie in. And this stuff I mentioned in the last video, I got a 6-pack of this some coming in from Amazon because I'm almost out. This stuff is pretty good for certain applications. So I'm a jack of all trades. I'll be working on that MarionLightArtillery.com website probably more next week and the week after, but I was up to 4 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out the basics of it, and then I didn't notice that I had to go in the registrar, and you put the domain name server in there, and then it takes like an hour to update. So that thing is, the web space and the domain name is paid for the next 4 years. And if it gets to be a strong website, which I think it will by next month sometime, and then it'll be more later, I'll actually have it paid up for, I don't know, 8 or 10 years. And, so we can, because I'm planning to use that to basically, because in this local county of Marion County, Florida, I want to make sure that the truth is known and refute all their bull crap. They're freaking saying that the South fought for slavery. I'm like, get the hell out of here, it's bullshit. It's quite obvious what the financial games are. If you want to look at that document about the balance of power, believe it or something between North and North and South congressional power, it'll tell you that. I think it's pretty good. I think I'm going to do a video on it, maybe. A little afraid to because of the way YouTube is, but it'll be on YouTube, Minds, and BitChute. And if you want to put a contribution to me, I do not have anything for Patreon, and I don't have anything on YouTube at all, because I'm thinking YouTube is going to be the has-been. I have it up on BitChute, just the PayPal button. And the reason I have it only on BitChute is because I think if anybody wants to actually make a small contribution, go to BitChute, look at them. Right now, BitChute is run by only 2 full-time people, and there's a bunch of volunteers, but only 2 full-time people. They got a very small budget. I know it could be better, but it's freaking beyond astronomical considering the amount of the number of human efforts that are going, the 2 people that are running it. And so far, that guy's been resisting all kinds of offers of money to sell out because he wants a free and open platform like YouTube used to be before Alphabet Inc., Google took over, and Susan came into being. So that is why I'm not putting PayPal on YouTube. I want people to go visit. If you want to give me whatever, $3, $4, $5 or something, and you go over on BitChute and do it. Take a look at what's on there, and more than likely you'll find some stuff that is good and useful that they will not allow on YouTube. And a lot of times I find like the medical stuff useful. Not so much the political stuff, but once in a while some of the political stuff is pretty useful too. It's interesting. They'll never allow it. So, and if he ever sells out, I'm not going to recommend BitChute. So that's the way it goes. I hope he doesn't sell out. But this video will be up there too. And this heater, by the way, I've had a lot of videos on it. It's a Perfection 1550 oil/kerosene heater. Uses 100% cotton wick. That is why you can use plain diesel fuel in it. If you use a modern heater that's got a fiberglass cotton wick, no go. It ain't going to work most of the time. Few people have gotten them to work, but the old ones, this is like a 1913 design when it first came out. No problem. I can leave this thing on at least 15 hours before it runs out. Sometimes, if it's not on super high, I can run it like 18, 20 hours. And it's still putting out pretty good heat. That's pretty good, ain't it? Don't tell me the old tech doesn't work. They sold you something new, and now everything's electronic. You got thermostatically controlled this, electronic that, the Internet of Things. This is never going to be an Internet of Thing on it, ever. So, there's my little... These two, you think they're brother and sister. They're mama. Your mama, and that's the son. And it's the mama. You think they're like two peas in a pod. Wherever one is, the other one's around. They're both fixed too. Wherever that.